Hey everybody, I'm in downtown Austin. I'm in downtown Fort Worth. I didn't even know where I was. So we're in downtown Fort Worth, gonna walk around, and there goes the bell. Now that's the courthouse right there. And these are Depression era bricks. That is something else. We'll walk over there real quick and take a look at this old courthouse. We're gonna walk around just the main square down here and just kind of get an idea of downtown Fort Worth, Texas. Now I don't have the dates on this old courthouse, but this thing is massive, and my dad was just saying he remembers it when he was a kid, and my dad's in the 70s, so he also said they used to have parades down here, down this street. And when they would have them, because of it gets so cold in the rain, that the horses would actually slip on these bricks. I can see it too, they're shiny. There's some other cool things he's gonna point out to me down here. My grandma used to work down here at the Western Union. There he goes, crossing the crosswalk.
Go back to work.
Never been so fascinated by bricks.
Yeah. Can you imagine how long it took to put that in?
Yeah, right?
I mean, all the streets were like that. And the only one they kept like this is Main Street.
That's kind of cool.
Or his street.
As they should. I know the stockyards too are, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're getting into the old town right here. My dad was just telling me that big square building right there used to be the CNB Bank building with the, what did it have on top?
A big giant rotating clock.
Oh, it had a rotating clock on top, and that actually got hit by a tornado. And that's what they have now. It's all redone. So, okay, we're gonna head into the old town. These are the real old buildings and some of the history.
Close to each other.
Here's the old Morris and Kahn building, 1887. So it almost looks like backlots around here.
Okay,
This is kind of cool. We're gonna look at this real quick.
Step out here.
Gonna take a look down. This is pretty cool. This Western Union, the copper right there. My grandma used to work here back in the days, so that would have been back in the 50s most likely. I'm gonna check out the plaque, but it pretty much looks the same. I don't know what they repurposed it for now, but it looks like they have a plaque right over here. I'll go see what that has to say. And they're setting up for something. So this is a big cowboy. First telegraph communication of Fort Worth came via private line rigged to Eagle Ford in 1874. The Western Union Telegraph Company moved offices at this location August 1931. Part of the city's growth, linking Fort Worth to the world's leading cattle, grain, and oil markets. The building's flashy, progressive, zigzag Art Deco by James Davies.
Along the edge.
Oh, so that's what they're talking about, that zigzag Art Deco that you can still see even from then. And the cool neon lights next door.
Yeah.
What's the name of this place? Razzo's. I do like the original. We were just looking at this, and my dad was telling me since the 50s he remembers this, the night up top, and that's probably been there a lot longer. There's a plaque telling what it actually is, but there's just so many things around here. Make sure a car is not coming while I cross the road.
Yeah, we'd watch the horses come down here from the Scottsdale Parade straight down Main Street here.
This is called the Knights of Pythias Hall. The first Knights of Pythias Pythian Castle was erected here in 1881 and rebuilt after a fire in 1901. A replica of the original Knight of Armor was installed during the Sundance Square renovation in the 1950s. You are correct, sir. Now it looks like some sort of jewelry shop or something in there. Okay, we're finally going to make it to the fountains. And what is this thing called? The town square or something square?
Well, it's a square now. It never used to be here.
There's a couple of restaurants, a lot of bars and restaurants out here.
Main Street is right. That used to be H&L Greens at the department store.
Right here?
Yeah, but it was a little bit bigger.
Now it's the ranch?
Well, yeah, that's the ranch.
That's a cool neon sign too. And that's part of the Western Union building that we were just at. You can see the cool Art Deco. 959 Radio Ranch, FM Radio Ranch. Yeah, we got to go check out the big cowboy hat. So we're walking around, and I saw these. I thought these were pretty interesting. These canopies And look, when they open, they have, I believe, cameras on each corner. But these ones are actually shut. They have these at Epcot Center, something similar like this in Tomorrowland. But those ones are open. And they kind of like bloom open like flowers, which is kind of cool. Here is a giant cowboy hat getting ready for something. I showed that, and this was actually the Chisholm Trail back in the 1800s. I'm going to show you. Here it's where it's painted on, 1867 through 1875, and the fountains, and I'm not sure what that building was, but it's kind of a cool Art Deco look. So we're walking around, and I saw these. I thought these were pretty interesting. These canopies, and look, when they open, they have, I believe, cameras on each corner. But these ones are actually shut. They have these at Epcot Center, something similar like this in Tomorrowland. But those ones are open. And they kind of like bloom open like flowers, which is kind of cool. Here is a giant cowboy hat getting ready for something. I showed that, and this was actually the Chisholm Trail back in the 1800s. I'm going to show you. Here it's where it's painted on, 1867 through 1875, and the fountains, and I'm not sure what that building was, but it's kind of a cool Art Deco look. We're heading back to the car now, and this is 92.1 Country Legends. Razzo's Cajun Cafe and the Sundance Alley over there. Interesting cow fountain right here. We're walking up just back to the car. Here's a Starbucks, of course, but all these old buildings. I really should spend some time in here because there's like probably a lot I want to go over. I need to do some more history before I come. This is one building right here we saw when we were coming in. Look at the copper on that one right here off West 3rd Street. And all these old repurposed buildings are, you know, this place looks really cool because they're doing such a good job, but it's a lot of mixture of the old and the new. It's a juvenile shoe store over there for
Been there forever.
girls and boys.
Red Goose.
That's the National Bank building. I like that sign. And then next to it is, what is that? Norris? What was Norris?
I have no idea. I wasn't here.
I really need to do my homework next time I come in town. And an Uno from the 80s. Don't see those very much anymore.
That's awesome.
That building, though, how they fit that in there is really cool. How it's just like probably a bar and restaurant nowadays. So down on there, there's, I don't know if you guys can see it, but Joe Daschy's. Everything in Fort Worth, I noticed, pretty much goes around the courthouse from when you come in. You can pretty much find your angle here or get back home from the courthouse. Well, we got to get going. Didn't have that much time. I really enjoyed the fountains. If you didn't see my video on the fountains down there at the park, the water fountains were cool. So please check that out. Please consider subscribing. Please give it a thumbs up. It really helps. And with that being said, if you know anything about Fort Worth or something I should see, go ahead and send me a comment and I'll be glad to respond to that. But in the meantime, look at this. That's one of the taller buildings. That is cool. And then look at the bottom, how it's up on the pipes. But with that being said, see you next time.